look up. We've got some developments in outer space. Russia's first attempted moon landing in nearly 50 years crashed Sunday as its unmanned Luna 25 probe missed its mark. The mission marking a new chapter in the space race to the moon's south pole, which scientists believe could have water and other elements critical to supporting human settlements. Now all eyes turn to India, hoping to be the first to land a rover near the lunar south pole later this week. For more, we're joined by NASA astronaut Dr. Leroy Chiao, who holds the distinction of at one time being commander over the International Space Station. He joins us live. Thank you so much, Dr. Chiao, for being with us. Catch us up here, though. Is this the first time we've seen a trip like this to the moon since Neil Armstrong?
We've seen several attempts to go to the moon. China, of course, in the past years have been very active in exploring the moon, including putting the first probe and rover on the far side of the moon and coming up with some very interesting results. We saw some commercial entities try to go to the moon unsuccessfully, but the Russians, they last successfully went to the moon in 1976, as you pointed out. This is a pretty spectacular failure for them. I think they were really banking on this for some good PR.
Good PR is something Russia could probably use right now, though I don't know if it would help. But how big of an issue is it that they crashed? How much of a setback is that for their space program?
It's kind of an indicator of what's been going on. It's been a long slide in their technical capability and even in the people that they have in their space program. Even when I was there a number of years ago, their technical population was aging. Fewer and fewer young people were getting into the pipeline and wanting to go into the business. And so you're seeing over the years, we've had several glitches, close calls with Soyuz spacecraft transporting astronauts and cosmonauts, and also with their Progress resupply vehicles to the ISS. And this is just the latest. Now they've had this failure of what should have been, not simple, but easier than a lot of things that they've accomplished over the decades in space. And so this is another indicator of just, how far they've slid, not only in aerospace, but in other parts of their industry as well.
Educate us. I've talked to other astronauts, and I'm told America couldn't duplicate a moon trek like they did before because the technology was so outdated and not compatible with current computer programming. Is that all true?
Well, it's true that, of course, it's pretty remarkable that we went and landed humans on the moon in 1969, and today it's taking a lot longer and it's more complex. There are a number of reasons for that. I mean, we wouldn't be able to go back and replicate exactly what we did on Apollo because of the differences in technology. But you look at these companies like SpaceX, developing new, pretty radical vehicles that are going to really stand things on their head if they work out. They will likely be the first to land. In fact, NASA has contracted with SpaceX to help build the lander that may one day hopefully take NASA astronauts back to the moon. But for a number of reasons, including the bureaucracy that has developed over the decades in both NASA and the aerospace industry, you're seeing these smaller companies like SpaceX cutting through all that and being much more efficient and innovative. So there's a lot of excitement to come in the future.
I see that big smile on your face. Would you take a SpaceX ride?
Oh, I would. In full disclosure, I used to do some consulting work for them and was on their safety advisory panel, so I have a lot of confidence in their vehicles, and I'm really excited to see what they're doing with their Starship and the Falcon Super Heavy, and hopefully we'll see a successful launch of that rocket in the next few months.
Do you think India will fare better than Russia with its trek to the moon, I guess, in the next few days?
Right, yeah, so they're scheduled to land in just a few days, and they're actually planning to put a rover down. So I think they will be successful. They, of course, failed in a similar mission just a few years ago. But remember, they did actually put a vehicle down on the surface of Mars. So, India has come a long ways in their space program, and they've had a number of successes. And I have a good feeling about their attempt coming up in a few days.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.